Hey guys, Stephanie with AmericanMuscle.com here with an overview of the Ford Performance 6-Piston Front Brake Upgrade Kit for the 2015 and newer S550 Mustang. In this video, we're going to go over a few things with this kit. We're going to talk about who this is going to be an upgrade for, the components of this kit, and the install as well. I'll go over the install in more detail later, but I'll tell you now that the install for this is going to be a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the scale. It's not too difficult, but it's not for the first-time wrencher either. The Ford Performance 6-Piston Front Brake Upgrade Kit is going to be something that you should check out if you didn't opt for the Performance Pack model when you purchased your S550, but you want the benefit of that extra stopping power that the Performance Pack brakes offer. If you didn't pick up a Performance Pack model, you ended up with a 4-piston brake setup. This kit and the Performance Pack cars offer a 6-piston caliper and slightly larger rotors, and this doesn't sound like much when I say it, but it does make a significant difference in stopping performance. So this kit is going to appeal to a couple of different types of owners. It's obviously going to appeal to those S550 owners who track their cars, but it's even going to appeal to those who don't. Big brake kits are an excellent upgrade if your car sees mostly street time, and this kit is perfect for those of you that are looking for a huge upgrade in stopping power over your base factory setup. And if you're looking for a solid, all-inclusive upgrade from Ford Racing and Brembo, this is the ticket. As far as brake kits and brake upgrades go, bigger does tend to be better. Braking performance depends on surface area, and by this I mean how much surface area the brake pads have to bite into. Larger discs and larger pads have more surface area and therefore allow for shorter, faster stops simply because of the bite that the brakes will have. On top of that, increased surface area means better heat dispersal, and with brakes, you want as little heat as possible if you want highly effective stopping power. Because this kit is actually original equipment for the Performance Pack cars, this is a bolt-on front brake kit that's gonna come complete with all of the items that you'll need for the upgrade. The kit offers these big boy 6-piston calipers, 15-inch Brembo front rotors, front brake pads, and dust shields, and install hardware as well. So like I mentioned earlier, 6-piston calipers are going to be an upgrade over the factory 4-piston calipers. That's going to be another 2 pistons for each side, pushing that pad and creating a greater, wider clamping force. The upgrade in pistons does mean a tip in brake bias though, so that's just something that you have to keep in mind. And these front calipers are going to require a greater amount of fluid as well. Moving on to the brake pads, the pads are an important piece of the puzzle here. They are a component that's going to be directly in contact with the friction surface, so you want to make sure that you're getting the right brake pads for your application and for your rotors. And these are 15-inch iron rotors which are vented. Venting the rotors is a way to cool the rotors, since the friction between the pads and the rotors is going to create heat and gases and dust. The vents give a place for all of this to escape to, which then means more contact surface area for the brake pad, and that means better braking and less brake fade. Since these rotors and pads are already kitted for you, and you know that they come factory on the Performance Pack cars, you know that you're getting components that are going to work well together. So Ford has taken the guesswork out of the equation there. So these are going to be your main components of this kit. The caliper and the rotor combo will give a ton of surface area for more stopping power and better heat dissipation. On average, the front brakes are handling roughly 75% of the braking duties, so when you make this kind of upgrade, the difference should be immediately noticeable. My one nitpick with this kit though would be that it doesn't include stainless steel brake lines. You'll be getting these stock factory lines, which isn't the end of the world, but I would have liked to see new stainless steel lines in place of the factory replacements. But in all honesty, this is a factory upgrade kit, so I'm not really all that surprised that it doesn't come with aftermarket lines. On the topic of price, you're looking at a $1,300 price tag for this kit. Now, this may sound a touch expensive, but in the world of big brake upgrade kits, this is actually very budget friendly. You are upgrading to factory components here, but this is still a big upgrade for all of the non-Performance Pack Mustangs out there. And not to mention, if you're interested in any other kit, you're looking at spending more than double the price for those. Installing a kit like this is definitely not for the first-time renter out there. To give a general overview of the install, you're first going to want to double check that you won't have any clearance issues with your wheels. These brakes require that you have 19-inch wheels or larger, or else you're going to be looking at clearance problems, so just keep that in mind. And I say that this isn't for the first-time renter because you will need to bleed the brakes properly in addition to physically installing the kit, so therefore I'll call it a 2 out of 3 wrenches in the difficulty meter. I'm not going to give it a full 3 out of 3 because it's really not rocket science, but if you've never bled brakes before, you might want to get some help on this one because brakes are kind of important. Either way, figure a few hours in the garage, a decent socket and wrench set along with the necessary bleeding tools, and don't forget fresh brake fluid to finish the job. Wrapping things up here with the Ford Performance 6-Piston Front Brake Upgrade Kit. This is a serious braking upgrade for the base model S550s that cannot currently be beat in price. This kit will upgrade you to 6-piston calipers and 15-inch vented rotors. And as always, I suggest you check it out more online for yourself. And for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.